Alright, welcome back to the garden, everybody. This is the 10-day update on Larry's progress with the long grass. So as you can see, I think he's pretty much there. There's the odd wisp that he hasn't quite got yet, but in general, it's looking pretty good. So yeah, that's 10 days in. The other two videos I will link below so you can see you know, how it started if you haven't seen that one. And I did one 6 days in as well, where it was all a bit tufty. But yeah, amazingly, given the length of it, he just persevered, and it's come out all right. I have gone round the edge with the strimmer. He doesn't quite get to the edge ever, so I've done that. But for the central part, that was all him. This was the longest part of the garden, the piece that we've focused on in the other two videos. I will show you now the rest of the garden, which has obviously had access to as well, which is looking probably smarter. So there's this part here, and then in terms of area, just trying to work it in my head what the area is. It's probably so. 150, 200 square meters, something like that. And he is the sort of the base model of the Landroids. So yeah, this is the smoothest section, I would say, and then he's done the whole lot. But yeah, pretty good. It turns out you can. I don't know if it's good for them or not, but you can you can just set them off into fairly long grass as long as they're driving through it. One slight, not problem, but something that I've noticed is that with the longer grass it gets tangled around the blades, which it does to some extent anyway normally, but I've noticed it more recently. So as you can see, it gets caught sort of where it would be swiveling, and then it sort of, I mean, that's still moving fine, but after a point it gets so stiff that there you get sort of all in there, that the centrifugal force doesn't then swing them out if they get knocked in. So you end up with, you know, either all of them popped in like that and you know, too stiff to swing back out, or you get one of them, in which case the whole thing vibrates slightly, which isn't good for you. So you just have to keep an eye on that. And then obviously we've got a bit of a build up on the old wheel as well, but I will clean that off in due course. But yeah, I think that's just because it's longer strands, you know, so there's more to get caught around stuff, whereas normally, you know, you'd only be taking off a couple of mil at a time, so there's nothing to wrap around stuff. Yeah, that is general conclusion anyway. I'll give you another view of the long area that we started on. I will be doing a how to change the blades video shortly, because you can both change them and rotate them so that you can use the other side of them, along with a review of the strimmer I've used, which is a Worx strimmer as well, and they actually share the same battery. So I use Larry the Landroid to charge the battery, and then when I need to go around the edges I take it out of him and pop it on the strimmer, which is quite a good way of doing it, because you do, well, he being the base model, he's got the blade in the middle, whereas the higher ones have the blade toward one side, so they're supposed to cut closer to the edge, but I still don't think you're going to get right up to it, so you do need some form of strimmer to go with a Landroid. Otherwise you're not going to get to the edges, and it is quite a good companion piece of equipment, because as I said, you can share the battery, and yeah, it just works really well. So I'll do a review of that in due course, so follow along for that, and the blade video. But yeah, any questions, let me know. I can always do more videos in the future. But yeah, this is him trying to get through the gap between the sections of the garden. This concrete line that you can see here, that's the boundary wire that I've sort of channeled into the path there. But he sort of, yeah, bangs himself between this little gap here, and then we've got another one over this side, which he rattles through as well. But there you go, Larry the Landroid, and success, I think. See you soon.